Topic of the month is why I'm not seeing the results that I want. So let's dive in. Okay, so when it comes to results and wondering, like, hey, I'm doing these things, I'm showing up, why am I not seeing the results that I'm working so hard to get? I think first and foremost, we need to be brutally honest with ourselves and reflect. First of all, I think it's really important and often overlooked about how clear your goals actually are. Like, do you know what you're working for and why you're working toward it? Because a lot of times when life happens or things get a little, not as clear, it's harder to know what we're working toward. So first of all, and I want you to like reflect as we go through this. You can like pull out a pen and paper, whatever you need to do, but reflect as we kind of go through this topic. But how clear are your goals? And do you know what you're working toward and why? And second question is what variables are you actually measuring your success by that you feel like you're not getting the results that you want? Are you only focused on the number on the scale? Are you only focused on the size clothes you're wearing? Like, what is your definition of success? And are they actually the right things to be focusing on, right? There's so many other ways to measure if we're making progress or not. That could be your energy's going up, you're really getting stronger in the gym, and your weights are going up in your lifts. Um, it could be like your body's changing through photos and body recomp, but that scale is staying the same, which happens a lot. You can have two different versions of you that weigh the exact same, but look completely different. So, what are you measuring your success by? And are you actually not making progress, or are you just measuring with the wrong tools? Third question to ask yourself is, are your daily habits aligned with your goals? So, based on the goals you're working toward, is the way that you're showing up every day supportive of that, or is it hurting that? And this is the part that is hard sometimes to get honest with ourselves. It's really easy to want to blame outside external factors, but until you can get honest with yourself, it's going to be a hard journey and you're always going to be stuck in this cycle. So first step is to get clear in your goals, which hopefully you already did. And two is a way that you're showing up every day actually aligned with where you want to go. Because there is this gap sometimes between the person that we actually are and the person that we want to get to. And it is continuously showing up as that person that we want to be. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it just really has to be consistent. So that goes into the next question of how intentional and consistent are you showing up? It's one thing to have this goal and to like hire a coach to help you, but progress can't be made unless you are doing the work, unless you're intentionally taking what you're learning and applying it to your everyday life and being consistent with it. And if something isn't working for you, like if you've tried and tried and tried and it's like, man, this isn't working, then you know it's time to reassess, be like, well, why isn't this working for me? Is there another way? And just really know that I'm always here to talk through that with you. I want to come up with solutions and I want you to trust me. So we can have those conversations of, okay, maybe your goals right now, you're focusing too far of where you want to be. And we need to set smaller goals so you can build that consistent habit. So then eventually that bigger goal can be achieved. And last question, the patience part is how long have you been consistent and intentional? I think it's really easy when we're like, man, I've been doing this and showing up for 2 weeks, 1 month. But the truth is that progress does take time. Like, if you think of anything, say you go out with your friends and you have pizza and a burger and a milkshake, like your body isn't just going to all of a sudden weigh 10 more pounds in the morning, right? It would take you consistently eating like that for many weeks to actually put your body in a really bad place. So when it comes to getting healthier and happier, we have to be in it for the long game, for the long haul. And because once you even get to your goals, you can't just revert back to your old habits and expect to sustain these goals that you had, right? So that's why we work so hard on building consistency, figuring out what actually works into your life that you can sustain it. So by the time you're on your own, like these are already habits. It's like second nature for you to go outside and walk and move your body. So we have to make sure it's in a way that fits your life truthfully. So be honest with yourself, be honest with me, and really think like, well, how long have I actually been doing this? Like, is the progress I'm making realistic and like, does it make sense for how long I've actually been doing this? So reflect, write it down, whatever you need to do. These are really important questions to ask yourself when it comes to progress. And hopefully, seeing these answers gives you more clarity on where you are on your journey so you can stop being so hard on yourself, one, or two, get really brutally honest with yourself and being like, yeah, these are the areas that I'm falling short. These are the areas I want to focus on. So I do see that progress that I'm really wanting to see. So if you're not where you want to be, there shouldn't be any shame around it. But all of this is just data. It's all feedback for us of this is feeling good, this isn't feeling good, this is where I'm slacking, this is where I want to show up more. Like that is all this is for, okay, is being honest with yourself so we can get you to that place that you really want to be. So we have three pillars of coaching that you guys have seen me rotate every single week. And these are the three ones that we want to get really, really good at. Okay. So nourishment, we have the nourishment plans, right? When it comes to food, this is, I think, one of the hardest areas for people to really be honest with themselves. But really asking how aligned does your nutrition feel with your goals? And like, are there any gaps that need to be filled between your goals and your values and how you're showing up? And if there are things that don't feel super easy right now or you need support with, that is something that you need to let me know, so we can come up with a solution to it. But the goal of a nourishment plan is I want you guys to like it. I want you to look forward to it. And a lot of you do. So if that's a place you're not in right now, please tell me because nourishment, like when we think of coaching, right, a lot of people are like, oh, I have to be really strict and do all these things. But that's not how I like to coach. And that's not how I want you guys to feel at all. Okay. Like I love, the plan I'm on. I know a lot of you love yours as well. But um, nourishment is huge, right? It's not just about like good food or bad food. It's like really learning how to fuel our bodies properly. And especially as women, I feel like it's easy to undereat. And we have this relationship with food of like, more food isn't going to be good. So I'm just going to skip this meal here or not finish this here. But in order for this to work, you need to lean in, you need to trust the process. Okay. So really reflect on that pillar. Maybe rate yourself 1 through 10. Like, where are you currently when it comes to nourishment? And what gaps do we need to kind of fill in to help you get to your goal? Third pillar, we got movement, we got training. So ask yourself when you're in the gym, like how intentional are your training sessions? Like, are you having fun? Are you enjoying them? Or are you just like going through the motions? Are you utilizing the form videos? Are you utilizing me and asking for help when you need them? Do you know what muscles that you're working when you're doing certain movements? Like these are all really great things. And there is a difference between just working out, moving our body and actually training. And if your goal is like, I want to build my shoulders or I want to build my glutes or whatever muscle group that you're like, I want to grow this, we need to train. We need to be intentional. We need to pick up heavier weights. And the goal is to get stronger. Like we want muscle, the older we get. And I know that's a lot of your goals. So rate yourself again, 1 through 10. Check in, be super honest with yourself with how intentional are your training sessions? Are they getting you closer to your goals and where you want to be? Or are you kind of settling to kind of stay where you are? Like again, checking in with why you're not maybe seeing the progress that you want. So we need food to fuel our muscles. So that's why nourishment is so important. We need energy to lift heavy, to fuel our muscles so they grow. And then when we're in the gym, we need to train with intention. We even steps too. Like I just saw that on there. Like, are you moving your body outside of the gym? Are you getting in steps? That's another huge part that's super easy to miss with steps. Like, oh, it's fine, but that adds up a lot, especially if your goal is losing fat, because, right, we want to preserve muscle by training, building that muscle up, and then walking and doing low intensity is great for just more energy expenditure. We're moving throughout the day, and that is also going to help burn fat. Okay, so check in with those two. And then our last one is mindset. So, what is it you're constantly telling yourself? And are those thoughts helping or hurting your goals? Are you blaming outside factors or other people? Are you playing victim or are you owning, hey, this is the goals that I have. This is why I signed up for coaching. I want to be honest with myself so I can get the most out of it, right? Our body follows our mind, and our mind also follows our body. And that's why these three together are so powerful because when you're starting to show up and fuel your body and take care of your body, your mind, you're going to feel good. And that's going to be really easy to continue. And same with your mind. Like when you're working on your mindset, that is everything. That leads our decisions, our thoughts, it leads everything. So those three together, you're going to make really, really big strides. And I know sometimes this sort of progress is looked at as boring, but I promise you, this is what you need to master for sustainable wellness. That when we are done working together, you're like, I got this. I know the habits. I know how to be consistent. This is what we worked on, and I'm golden. So get really honest with yourself, rate yourself 1 to 10 in every category here and make a plan. Like, let's make a plan of how to be more consistent. which leads me into the key factors for your success. So there's four big ones that I think we all need. Number one being patience. With all the quick fixes out there now, everyone wants those results so quickly. And the second you start doing something, you're like, you want to see that immediate results. But health is a long game. It's not going to be immediate gratification. Things that might be more immediate is energy and things like that. So if you're needing immediate gratification, pay attention to how is my energy? How am I feeling? How is my digestion? Like, am I more productive? Am I more focused? Like, focus on how you're feeling because that will be more immediate than the external results. So being okay with the long game, understanding you need strong habits, education, learning what works for your body for long term so you can keep this up. Consistency. Number two, your external world is directly tied to your daily habits. So making sure you have goals you're setting, that they're realistic in a way that you can continue showing up for them. And of course, it's like, okay, I have this goal. And to get there, I'm like, I want to do 5 times a week and do all these things, but really I'm struggling to get in the gym even 2 times right now. So that is something to be like, Danny, hey, I know we set this goal of 4 or 5 times in the week, but man, I'm so busy. Cool. Let's drop it down to 2 times a week. Let's get really freaking consistent with that. And when you're in a place where you're like, I got this, let's add in a third. So setting realistic goals that you can stay consistent with because that's going to build trust with yourself. It's going to be easier to show up and you're going to feel good because you're like, I'm doing everything I said I'm going to do versus I'm feeling guilty because I said I was going to work out 5 times a week, but I can only get in 2 times a week. Like it's okay to take that big goal back and work on those little goals over time to get to that big goal. But we need to be consistent with it. So make sure it is realistic. Three, honesty. You need to be brutally honest with yourself. You need to be brutally honest with me. And if you can't be honest with these areas that you need to work on, it's going to be really hard to get to where you want to go. And, our life directly affects the decisions we make, how we show up. So if you want to become this other person, a more empowered version of yourself, you need to be honest with yourself, with your habits, where where is it that you need to focus on? And if there's something that I need to do as your coach, like I need you to tell me that of, hey, this would help me if you do this. But blaming on other factors and outside external things is not going to help you. So get honest with yourself and really start practicing on those areas that you want to get better at. And lastly, plan ahead, right? We plan for every successful thing in our life, like going to work. We need a plan. We're getting up in the morning. We're going to be here at this time. If you have an event with family or friends, like it's planned. So your health should be planned as well. Our health is one of the most important things in our life. If we do not have our health, we can't do anything. So planning your health into your daily routine needs to be essential. So just like you schedule friends, whatever, anything else, schedule times. Like I'm working out at this time during the day. I'm gonna prep and plan for the week on Sundays for 30 minutes. Like you need to have a plan because I know without a plan, the weeks get chaotic. A lot of you don't feel great when it's like, oh my God, if I don't plan, the whole week is shot. So make sure that you are taking time to plan ahead to have a successful week. So the real question here is bridging the gap. Okay, so now we got a little bit more clear on our goals, the person you want to be. Like, we really need to accept where we are right now during this phase and looking at where we are now and where we want to be. And the goal is to start bridging that gap. So it's just less, and we're getting closer and closer to those two versions of ourselves. So, looking back at all of those answers, all the things that you reflected on in your head, like get clear, like come up with a plan, talk to me about it too. Like, this is where I want to go. This is where I am now. What do we need to do? So we're going to start bridging that gap with this question of why am I not getting the results that I want to? We need to fall in love with the journey. We need to fall in love with the process. And a lot of people want a quick fix when it comes to health, but I'm telling you guys, like, the people who are on these really quick, fast weight loss drugs, there's no journey. And who you become in the process and everything you learn about yourself, I'm telling you, it is so worth it. It is so much more rewarding. And it creates sustainability where you're not always starting over because you learned more about yourself. You know what you need to do. You know how you need to show up. And that to me is priceless. Like that is so important. So I would love if any of this like really resonated with you, reach out to me if you had a light bulb moment. Let me know how we can work through this together. But most importantly, just get really honest with yourself. And once you can do that, I don't think there's really anything stopping you from getting to where you want to be.